the old kingdom of Aravel, there was a village split in two, not by mountains, not by walls, but by a river, and a long-forgotten grudge. For years, the people of Meriden lived on opposite sides of the water, East Bank and West Bank, sharing the same sky, the same seasons, even the same fears, yet refusing to share each other. They didn't remember what caused the division, only that it existed. And sometimes, that's all it takes to keep people apart. But then came the storm. It tore through the valley with a force no one expected. When dawn arrived, one truth became painfully clear. The east side had lost their grain. The west side had lost their water. Two halves, two wounds, one village. Arguments rose instantly. Accusations, suspicion, old bitterness resurfacing like rust under rain. But then, a healer named Elira Marin stepped forward. A woman who refused to choose sides because she understood something powerful. Division is easy. Unity is a choice. She gathered volunteers from both banks, those brave enough to try something different. And instead of rebuilding the granary or the well, she asked them to build a bridge, not a trade, not a bargain, not you give me this, I give you that. A bridge. Because sometimes what people need is not a resource, but a reason to walk toward one another. At first, they worked separately, two groups on two sides, barely speaking. But as the bridge grew, as beams extended over the water, their hands had no choice but to meet in the middle. Tools were shared, stories resurfaced, jokes slipped through tired smiles. And slowly, the river between them began to shrink. Not because the water changed, but because they did. Then came the moment that transformed everything. A support beam snapped. The half-finished bridge trembled. Workers panicked. A young boy slipped, falling toward the raging river, and the person who caught him was Mara, leader of the opposite bank. Old enemies locked hands, not because they had solved their disagreements, but because in that moment, unity mattered more than pride. 3 days later, the bridge stood proudly over the Vera, strong, steady, built not from perfect wood, but from imperfect people willing to try again. From there, rebuilding became simple. The granary, the well, the village itself. Because once people cross a bridge together, it becomes impossible to pretend the other side is the enemy. Years later, travelers would stop to read a plaque at the bridge's center. Strength is born from many hands, weakness from standing alone. So remember this: when life splits people apart, by ego, by fear, by misunderstanding, be the one who lays the first plank. Be the one who reaches across the water. Be the one who chooses unity, even when it's difficult. Because every great victory, every healed family, every restored friendship, every community that survives the storm, begins with a simple act. Someone decided to build a bridge. Life-changing lessons from this story that can transform our lives. 1. Division is easy, but unity is a choice. It's easy for people to become separated by misunderstandings, old grudges, or fear. But real strength comes when people choose to come together, even if it's difficult. 2. Don't let the past control you. Sometimes people don't even remember why they're upset with each other. They just know they're divided. But to heal, we need to let go of the past and focus on rebuilding. 3. Small actions can lead to big changes. The healer, Elira, didn't ask people to give things to each other. Instead, she asked them to build a bridge. This small act of coming together to build something physical allowed them to reconnect emotionally and start healing. 4. Unity comes from shared effort. As the people worked together on the bridge, their focus shifted from their differences to the task at hand. As they built, they began to rebuild trust, share stories, and even laugh together. 5. The power of one moment. Sometimes, a single act of kindness or bravery can change everything. When Mara caught the boy from the opposing bank, it wasn't because they solved all their problems. It was because they realized that their connection mattered more than their past disagreements. 6. When we come together, we can rebuild anything. After the bridge was built, the people were able to rebuild their village, the granary, and the well. The bridge became a symbol of their unity, and from that point on, it was impossible to see the other side as the enemy. The importance of being the first to reach out. If you find yourself in a situation where there is division, be the one who takes the first step to bring people together. It can be hard, but it's the first step toward healing and rebuilding. Strength comes from many hands, not standing alone. True strength comes when people work together. Standing alone might feel safe, but only by joining with others can we accomplish great things. This story teaches us the value of unity, the power of forgiveness, and the importance of working together to overcome challenges. Even when the waters are rough, reaching out to others can create the bridge we need to move forward.